come up with like a squad, a fantasy final squad for the greatest test match in a long while. So yeah, playing 11.
The openers pick themselves.
Yeah, I like always going for one player of each, especially when I'm constructing stuff on Dream 11. It's just a safer team.
I mean, Latham has to play, and then the option is either Rohit, Conway, or Shubman. And I think Conway's been really good.
Yeah.
But Shubman Gill is one of those special players that if you're really trying to win, you could try and I place a bet on him.
Yeah.
To score big. So.
Yeah. I do have a feeling that Conway is probably going to be he's had a great initial 3 runs of form in these 3 matches, but I think it's going to dry up for just a tiny bit. He's
going to get something from Bumrah that he's not expecting.
Yeah,
and he's going to just be. My guess is that he's going to get clean bowled.
Yeah, fair enough. But openers pick themselves, and then in that case, now the number 3, the battle of the 2 stalwart batsmen, Pujara, Williamson. Who do you go with?
I go with Williamson. Even though he has a low average in England, a lot of that has to do with the fact that he can't play Jimmy Anderson. And that has more to do with the fact that Jimmy Anderson's really good than it has to do with Kane Williamson not struggling in these conditions.
Yeah, Kohli struggled against him for a long while, remember?
Yeah, I mean, like, the greatest testament to Jimmy is that every batsman in the world says that Jimmy Anderson is one of the toughest batsmen in the world to face.
Yeah, especially at home.
Yeah, especially in home conditions. So I'm going to go with Kane because I think that he might.
Yeah, he has that.
If New Zealand want to win this series, win this trophy, it's going to go through Kane Williamson's hands.
Yeah, I do think he steps up in clutch moments, right? Like even in the semi, in the final for the 2019 World Cup, he scored some runs that were crucial for them. So, I think it's a safe bet. Then number 4, Kohli or Taylor. Yeah, who do you go with?
I think Kohli. It has to be Kohli. Kohli cannot continue. Like he has been getting 50s. He's been getting starts, but he doesn't get the century. And I think it's all going to come to a point in this situation. Although Kohli has struggled a lot in ICC competitions, but I think it has to. But I think
knockout matches in particular. Yeah.
I think it has to be Kohli in this match.
Okay. Even though my gut instinct is telling me Roscoe will probably score and Kohli will choke once again. Sorry, Kohli, we love you, but I'll humor you. Kohli it is. Number 5. Yeah.
So this is the first actually really difficult pick.
Yes, this is. You've got Rahane
because you have Rahane. Rahane has been in good form this year. But he's not been as good form as Henry Nichols.
That's true. I'm going to go with Rahane.
But, and I know why you're saying you're going with Rahane, because I'm also going with Rahane. But Henry Nichols cannot play off spin, and India has the best off spinner on the planet.
Exactly. That's the first bet. And also, Rahane is the man for the crisis. He's the clutch dude. Melbourne scored that 100. We were struggling in West Indies at one point, scored 100 there. Lords in 2014 when we were served an absolute green top. Like goats could have grazed on that stuff. Ended up scoring a first century on the first day. Got us the win there. Pretty much. Rahane it is.
So I mean, it has to be Rahane. He's the big man for the
clutch man overseas.
Number 6. Now we're getting into sort of who do you bat at 6. And there's really 2 options for each. There's 2 options for each team, right? So you have the Grandhome or
Watling
for New Zealand, and you have Jadeja or Punt for India. I would go with Punt. I would go with the keepers at number 6. I think that's how both teams are going to set up. I think both keepers are more comfortable at number 6. I go with BJ Watling if he's fit.
It's a final match, right?
On Rishabh Pant, because I think Rishabh Pant might actually be the better keeper at the end of his career. By the end of his career, when we look back and we say, "Oh yeah, he's much better."
Yeah, but Watling, it's his final match.
BJ Watling is like he's the romantic's choice, right? This is his last match. He's been a loyal servant to New Zealand. He's played every test match that they've needed him to play. He's given up his batting. He's to take up more of a keeping role, and he's been good at batting and he's been good at keeping. But he's also the guy, and this is going to be a series in which both batting lineups might collapse. So
yeah,
he's the guy to stop a collapse.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Number 7 then. I mean, we're resuming.
Jadeja.
Okay,
It's Ravi Jadeja. He averages over 50 with the bat and under 20 with the ball. It's under 30 with the ball. It's Jadeja.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he could be useful against the right-handers as well, right?
Especially, he's taking wickets.
Yeah. 8. I know your instinct will say to go with Ashwin, and I'm not necessarily opposed to that respect. Obviously, can cause problems to Conway, who's probably never seen him, and Nichols. My bet.
Of course, he's always economical.
Yes, but my bet
Big
is
plus.
actually that's true. But my bet's going to be on Jamieson because I think Jamieson's now acclimatized to these conditions. He's tall. He can get that bounce, and we struggled the last time we faced off against him. He took a 5-4 on debut against us. So,
I mean, he's a good bowler, but my reasoning for going with Ashwin here is that in a series like this, right, and we have seen Ashwin win India matches in tough situations, even overseas. So, I'm tempted to go with the match winner here, right? And it's not a knock against Jamieson. It's just that he has less of a track record as a match winner.
Yeah, overseas in particular.
But
I think
he didn't look particularly threatening when he was playing against
England,
especially that second innings.
Yeah,
he's just bouncing the ball.
Admittedly, getting into rhythm first time playing here, but I think he's acclimatized to the conditions, and I just think,
Hopefully.
I just think he's the pick. So Jamieson.
Yeah, as Pujara said, I think the one trick India has missed is not scheduling some sort of test match or first class match in England. So maybe something against Ireland or something against Scotland or something like that.
Yeah, it would have helped. But that's all in the past, right?
But it's too late for that now. Now focus on the finals. Pujara brought that up, and I thought that was very interesting.
9. Number 9.
Now you get the bowlers.
So Saudi versus who bats for us at number 9?
It would most likely be Ishan.
Okay.
I mean, I have to look at Saudi. I think Saudi is the guy who has the most success against this this batting lineup for India. I mean, he's just genuinely class. There's other way to put it.
That's true. I do feel like Ishan's going to be really useful here. So I'm going to have to disagree with him, and I'll go with Ishan here.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm.
Again,
it's
the
a
height.
difficult position.
Yeah, because the height I think is going to matter a lot, right? I think height is going to matter.
I understand. Like that again. That's the hard pick. Number 10. So that would be our boy. Not our boy. Why am I saying our boy? Tim Southey versus Jasprit Bumrah.
Well, Southey's batting at 9, right? So you mean Bolt?
Bolt.
No worries.
I'm gonna go with Bumrah here.
Okay.
Express pace on this wicket. He can get skid and he can get bounce. Swings it both ways. Can cut the ball both ways. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go with you on that as well. I think it's worth a shout. And I'll go with you on that. And finally, Jack.
Number 11.
Yeah. Number 11.
Wagner versus Saini. I'm gonna say Saini or Shami.
I mean, you mean Siraj and Shami, right?
So why am I saying Saini, man? Oh God.
God, jeez, man.
Siraj or Shami. I'm gonna go with Neil Wagner. I have a special place in my heart for Neil Wagner. He's just the sort of bowler that he will never give up.
He has a big heart. He has a big heart, and when things aren't going well, he is the guy who still believes that he can win the match. We saw that in the England series, right? In that first test match when England were trying to draw the match, and it was looking like we were going to get away with the draw, but he still kept on bowling in. And I think the occasion,
or Australia when the rest of the bowling lineup was dropping like flies, it was him and Satner basically trying to win, trying to keep the match competitive.
Yeah,
I think running in, and the news, and eventually Australia just said, you know what, let's not even attack this guy. Just survive his over, go and attack the other guys.
Yeah, I think he's going to rise to the occasion. So yeah, I think I agree with you on that.